Spider-Man PS4 fans are arguing about downgraded graphics and puddles. Well, the puddle's not really a big thing. It's more downgraded graphics. So, guys, in case you are not in the gaming industry or you do not play or remember, Watch Dogs had a bit of a controversy regarding downgraded graphics. People always claim that E3 had better graphics than what the game originally was released with, and there was the rumor, quotes, that they were downgraded. Personally, I reckon they did, yes. I reckon that they've gone through and they downgraded the graphics of Watch Dogs. I can't remember if they actually admitted to that in the end, but we are now talking about the Spider-Man controversy, and I'll let you know what I think in the end, but let's jump into it. With PlayStation 4 Spider-Man just around the corner, developers at Insomniac Games are denying claims that the game has undergone a graphics downgrade. Accusations are flying as players and Insomniac are going head-to-head while arguing over puddles. That's right, puddles. Now look, at the end of the day, obviously keep in mind this is from a games journalist, so it's going to be left-wing because there's no such thing as a non-partisan games journalist. But yeah, so keep that in mind when we're doing this story. Swinging across New York's skyline, there's no denying that the PS4 exclusive Spider-Man looks visually amazing and could be hot contender for Game of the Year. While battling with the likes of Volterra, Shocker, and maybe Dr. Octopus, something as small as puddles of water seems like a tiny drop in the ocean, as big as Insomniac's open-world Spider-Man. That said, Puddlegate hasn't stopped a Twitter war between developers and gamers that have been going on for over a week. Whew. So, it all started when one fan posted 2 screenshots of Spidey taking on a group of goons in the construction site, highlighting the first image from 2017 and the second from 2018. Spidey Domain, I'm guessing that's the Twitter user, accused Insomniac of other downgrades. So we do have those images for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a slide between the images backwards and forwards so you get an idea of what they actually look like. So we'll do that for you right now. Alright, so you can see there is a bit of a difference. We will go through and talk about it more in depth in a sec. But yeah, you get the idea. Grabbing the attention of the officials at Insomniac Twitter, the account replied and said it was simply a change in the size of the puddle rather than the graphics downgrade. While the issue could have ended there, other eagle-eyed slurs suggested that Spider-Man's costume and the shadows also looked worse than the 2017 version. Taking the matter into his own hands, Insomniac Community Director James Stevenson responded via his own personal Twitter to reiterate it has not been downgraded. So suddenly it was too late and Puddlegate had become an intense sensation and starting to take over Spider-Man controversy on Twitter. Elsewhere, gaming writer David Milner has already played Spider-Man and suggests that although there is an embargo on reviews, shrinking puddles and downgraded graphics are not to be worried about. So the issue of the games downgrading the graphics between the showcases of the finished product is nothing new and was notorious point of contention for 2015 The Witcher 3. Although I think also Watch Dogs too. I'm pretty sure it was Watch Dogs. Although the CD Projekt Red game was still a huge hit, there was a majority of gamers that pulled the game apart for showcasing unrealistic graphics that didn't appear in the final product. Insomniac hasn't tried to hide that Spider-Man has evolved a lot in the past year. Audiences have only looked at early trailers to see massive difference between character work, in particular Mary Jane Watson, from what has been seen from the visuals gameplay trailer and the exclusive E3 demo. Spider-Man still looks to be visually stunning with or without puddles. Some vanishing puddles might not ruin the game's reputation, but it makes sense that Insomniac wants to clear up the confusion before Spider-Man's September 7 release. There is plenty of buzz surrounding Spider-Man at the moment, and while Poltergate may not be that publicity that the Stevenson and the team want right now, at least the sprawling superhero game is still grabbing headlines. Okay, so like I say, we will put a overlay of the two images here, and we'll do that again for you now. So okay, so I'm going to let this run for a little bit, and I'm going to point out a few differences. The puddles, yes, there is a obvious difference in the puddle size. You can see that in the two images. That's fine. The reason why I reckon they've downgraded the puddle is because of performance. I think that they've tried to save on performance and on the processor on the PS4. So they've gone through and they've reduced the puddle size. However, that's not the only thing that you see that's different. So obviously, like I say, going through and looking at the actual image, you can actually see there is a bit of a difference when it comes to the actual puddle reflection itself. The actual Spider-Man image, or the new image, is a lot lighter. The E3 demo, I think it was E3 demo, it is a lot darker. Also, Spider-Man's suit is a lot more lighter. There's a lot less definition to it from what I can tell from the original E3 demo. So yeah, what I reckon is I reckon they've gone through, they have downgraded the puddle size to obviously save on performance, because they're probably finding the PlayStation 4 Pro is not handling it really well. Let's face it, it's not as powerful as the Xbox, that's just facts. But I also think they've gone through and they've tried to soften up the image and whatnot, to obviously try and help with the actual performance. But yeah, I do actually think they have gone through and downgraded the graphics. It does look different. You can tell the difference, especially when you have them side by side. But guys, look, at the end of the day, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Do you believe that Spider-Man has gone through and been downgraded? Do you think that Insomniac Games is lying about this? Or do you think they're honest and they haven't downgraded anything and they've just changed the puddle size? Is this a thing that will bother you? Is it more the fact that they're lying about it, if it's true? Or is it more the fact that they're downgrading graphics and trying to put out unrealistic expectations? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If this video has been helpful, please smack a like. If you're new, channel welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great night and enjoy.